why do Indians still have a socialist mindset? People still have money and hate money and rich people, I suppose. Uh, Look, it's the education system, it's the media, it's the entertainment industry. All of that combines together, they collude to create this mindset, especially the education system, especially the politicians. You know, India's politicians, I'm not naming anybody in particular. I'm just saying, on average, India's politicians are reasonably very, reasonably very wealthy. But see what kind of clothing they wear. They'll wear very shabby white clothing. They will never show off their wealth unless they are really silly. There are few parliamentarians who do that, and they don't have a very good image. So uh, there's this whole povertarian mindset image that's been created through decades of the same rotten education system. Movies always glorify poverty and suffering, and getting wealthy is seen as something bad. And the Indian system for decades has been such that until very recently you could not get rich without indulging in some kind of underhand dealings, right? There was a time when you had license Raj and permit Raj and whatnot. You could never get well, and you had what income tax rates at 95% or whatnot. So it was impossible to get wealthy unless you were doing something underhand. So then, if somebody is wealthy, people would look at that person with justifiable suspicion that this person obviously must be hand in glove with various kinds of, well, elements, let's say. Yeah. So that mindset still continues. And that's a terrible mindset. I think we should learn from our Chinese friends. Deng Xiaoping, the great late leader of China, said that being rich is glorious. You should aim and aspire to be rich. So, but that mindset is still there in India. So if you have various corporations and industrialists who get really wealthy and are, with wealth comes some power, then those are ridiculed and mocked and hated and all that. I think that mindset really, really needs to go away. And obviously, even today, the ease of doing business is not there. It's really difficult to do business. The tax regime is extremely painful and all. So even today, it's really difficult to get wealthy. I mean, you have all these unicorns in India and all these startups. Many of them go to valuations of 1 billion plus, which means it's a unicorn, and they end up making big losses. So what was that valuation all about? So people, there is some justification in the way the people are extremely skeptical about these things. So you have a startup, it becomes a unicorn. It's been making losses quarter after quarter, but after a certain period of time, you sell your shares and you retire with your billions, and then the people the shareholders and employees, they have to face the brunt of the collapse of the thing. So even today, you have this happening, and I think the government needs to do a better job of. Well, I would not say regulating. Over regulation has always been the bane of India, but the system has to be, the right kind of climate environment etc has to be created that these things don't happen. And actual, if if a startup's valuation is 1 billion, then you can't have that valuation if you're making losses every quarter and so on. So there's all these problems that exist, which is why people are still extremely skeptical and suspicious about people who get rich and people who have money. So there's a lot of changes that need to happen in Indian society, at the societal level, at the media level, at the tax regime level, the government level, the ease of doing business level, and so many other levels, for this mindset to over time go away. And I think we really need to see this mindset go away.